Bienvenue. Welcome to Coffee Talk with King Francois I, where we will discover the tales, trials, and talents of Renaissance Festival performers, merchants, and die-hard attendees as we journey by way of light-hearted and even at times heartwarming conversations about the Renaissance Festival world. I am your host, Theodore Jander, aka King Francois I. Bonjour. Welcome to Coffee Talk with King Francois I. I am your host, Theodore Jander. In this brief episode, A Story About Tybalt, I will share a short pirate festival-oriented experience. But before story time, I offer the following Thanksgiving coffee-related joke. Why was the turkey cooked in coffee? They wanted it to have a darker roast. With that well-stuffinged joke, grab a cup of your favorite brew, sit back, and enjoy this episode of Coffee Talk with King Francois I. As mentioned in a previous episode, number 35 to be exact, I had participated on the cast for the St. Louis Pirate Fest. I realize this isn't what is to be a Renaissance festival story, but Renaissance festivals, pirate festivals, a lot of the similarly themed festivals, in my opinion, are really the only environments in which these kinds of experiences can occur. If you would like to listen to an entertaining Pirate Fest coffee-related tale, check out the aforementioned installment. All that being said, here is the story. Besides portraying a pirate for the festival, I had portrayed Black Bart. I was privileged to be involved with one of the stage shows, Romeo and Ethel, the Pirate's Daughter. After a few rehearsals, we had been working on just delivering our lines. If memory serves me correctly, we may have had one, maybe two rehearsals to go over some of the basic logistics for the stage show. Once it came time to start full-on rehearsals with lines, etc., it just so happened that that particular rehearsal, I brought with me a pirate puppet that I own. I thought as a way to interact with kids, etc., to add a little lighthearted side to my character, I thought having or using a puppet would be one way to do that kind of interaction. So I had with me this pirate puppet, and the pirate puppet didn't really have a name of any sorts, which not that was important to have named the puppet. But I had him with me during the rehearsal, and it came time to start working on the stage show. That particular day, one of the other cast members who was to be a part of Romeo and Ethel, the Pirate's Daughter, unfortunately was not at the rehearsal. And I offered for that character, Tybalt, my puppet as a stand-in, just as a way for us to make it through the rehearsal. And the director was like, go for it. We proceeded through the rehearsal. And for some reason, and I'm not really sure why, I think just to be silly or whatever, I chose to give Tybalt a voice similar to Elmo. I have a knack for doing Elmo's voice. I do have a small little Elmo puppet that I was given as a Father's Day gift a number of years ago, and it was really only a couple years prior to the Pirate Fest. It was something that I did as a way to entertain my own two kids when they were little. So again, why not give Tybalt Elmo's voice? It'd be funny. It's not going to go anywhere. So we go through the rehearsal, have some laughs, whatever. And I know that I'll have the puppet out occasionally during the run of the festival. And within about a week or so later, we found out the person who was to portray Tybalt wasn't going to be involved with the festival. The director was like, hey, since we don't have time to look for another person to fill this role, and it seemed to come off pretty well, why not just use the puppet as Tybalt? And it stuck. Thus was born Tybalt, the pirate puppet. And the puppet never had any name. It was just a pirate puppet. So now the puppet is Tybalt. Each of the shows that we did, I used Elmo's voice. It was entertaining. There was even a sword fight that occurred between Tybalt and one of the other cast members. I don't remember exactly how I figured out, because one of the hands of the puppet is actually a hook. Somehow I figured out how to affix a knitting needle and made it look like a sword, affixed it to Tybalt's other hand. There was even a part where Tybalt dies, and it's just this sad but yet highly entertaining scene that happens with Tybalt dying, and there's this little puppet laying on the stage. It was such a fun experience, and something that, as the King of France in my other role for the St. Louis Renaissance Festival, it's not something that I would typically do. It did just so happen that on the last weekend of that particular Pirate Fest, I went to Build-A-Bear and purchased a pirate outfit that would typically go on a Build-A-Bear stuffed animal. I dressed this Elmo puppet that I have, and during one of the shows that we did that final weekend, I had Elmo in a basket and surprised everybody with actually bringing Elmo out. Again, it turned out to be such a great and memorable experience. And I do, every once in a while, bring out Elmo, the pirate, and do a little thing. So wanted to share that story. It's just something that pops up in my Facebook memories every once in a while. It's really just a lot of fun. And I know that those that saw the performances and were involved, we all just had a great time with the show in general. So that wraps up this segment, A Story About Tybalt. I do hope you enjoyed this unique story. Thank you so much for tuning in to Coffee Talk with King Francois I. A bientôt. See you soon. Ciao for now, and au revoir.